Welcome to this edition of the Ultimate Combat Experience. I'm Mike Stidham, hanging out with Got Your Back Gary, and this is episode 2 of our trip out to Vernal. And Gary, last week, as we saw, these guys throw down.
Yeah, absolutely, they do. Other than how far driving to Vernal is from me, I really enjoyed this show quite a bit.
I actually kind of enjoyed the ride as well. In fact, it was definitely worth the drive, because if you stick around, you're going to see one of the most gruesome things you've ever seen in mixed martial arts. It ended up being pretty cool.
Yeah, you know how you get that feeling about it right here in your back when you see something gross? I got that just now. You talking about it. This is where the doctors
make their money ringside. And then in the main event, Ryan Shamrock and Blake Sprouse going to mix it up. Ryan Shamrock, of course, the son of legendary UFC fighter Ken Shamrock. We're looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, that's right. Ken spent a lot of time out there with the Lions Den, and you know what? It was worth it. We have an awesome show because of it.
Well, there you go. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience coming right at you. Collett has fought in every show we've had out here. His brother now, Tyson Collett, is coming out here fighting the kid we've seen before. Kind of a freaky looking dude. Who is he?
American Freak?
Well, Justin Hartig. He's about this big. And the last time we saw him, he fell about this far when Ben Fulmano got a piece of his chin.
He looks a lot like Keith Jardine, but he's not that bad.
Not as mean.
No,
all right, heavyweight Knowles Bar, check it out. It's always fun when the Giants come out here to knock things around, and these guys are some big boys. In fact, statistically, they're very even. They're both very tall and very big.
Intimidating, definitely.
No doubt about intimidating. You know, and Tyson's just like his brother. He's kind of got a stone face. He's kind of emotionless. 6'2". I think he's a little taller than that even. Goes 230, and he's an independent fighter from out here in Vernal.
We're again here with the Ultimate Combat Experience, and I'm here with Tyson. Just talked to Justin. Were you able to see Justin's first fight when he was up here before?
I seen one in 2008 on the UCE that he was fighting.
Right. When you saw him, obviously, you know, he's just starting out, as is yourself, and now that you've been able to watch a little bit of him and he's going to be your opponent and you're preparing to fight him, how's your experience with your training and being able to prepare for him?
I've just been training a lot with my brother. He's a wrestling state champion and been doing a lot of sprints, cardio, and wrestling, boxing.
Well, that's good, because, you know, I mean, I'm sure you know this too, that anytime you get in that big heavyweight competition, cardio is a big strength to be able to have that when you're a big heavyweight.
Yep.
So, well, listen, man, I wish you the best of luck. I know that, again, standing next to these guys are big heavyweights. This is going to be an exciting fight. You know, someone's going down.
I never seen Ken Shamrock look so small.
No. Actually, he's about, what, 6'2", so that guy would be, what, 6'5"?
I'm just telling you, these guys are some big boys, and he calls himself the American Freak, does Justin Hartig, and he kind of looks like an American Freak.
He looks like Keith Jardine, actually.
All right, 6'4", 248 is Justin Hartig.
I know you've been here before, and the first time that you were here, you were a green fighter, your very first fight, you got put in the ring, and it wasn't a very good experience for you, so you get another opportunity to come up here and fight again. How do you feel about the first time you came up here and now you're up here again? How your feelings different from when you were here before as they are now today?
Well, I take every fight one at a time. You know, that one's in the past, as far as I'm concerned, never happened. That one's in the past. I've trained properly for this contest, did what I needed to do in training camp, did what I needed to do with my diet, got to my proper weight of where I fight at, and the only thing I'm looking at is the fight that's in front of me.
Well, that's good. And, you know, Tyson is also another big man. And I'm sure that, you know, he's got his game plan, and he's going to be coming forward and wanting to take this thing out too. So it should be looking forward to a very exciting fight. Do you know anything about Tyson?
I do not. You know, we did a little bit of research, found very little. I know it'll be an exciting fight, though. You know, anytime two gladiators step in there and give it all they got for a paycheck, it's always exciting, Ken.
It sure is, especially if you get paid, right?
Especially if you get paid, especially.
That's Justin, man. So looking forward to this heavyweight title.
There are no titles on the line. Ken got a little rattled there.
He's used to title talk.
I got to tell you, though, it's cool having Ken Shamrock being a part of the show, helping out with the interviews and all that. It's kind of neat.
The energy when he walked through into the arena was pretty awesome. Everybody following around except for you.
Yeah, well, he was too fast for me. All right, speaking of fast, these guys are not fast. They're not going to be accused of being any sprinters. They're moving a little bit slow here, but rest assured, these guys, when they hit you, you know it.
You know, absolutely, Mike. I was hoping he'd lead with that leg kick. I was just about to say, he looks like Keith Jardine.
That was a nice leg kick, a solid leg kick. You heard it from 3 rows back, and it threw his hip over on it and everything. It was nicely done. And again, another one, and you see right there, Tyson Collett responding to it with a little limp.
You know, Tyson reminds me of that guy that baled, 100 bales of hay yesterday, and he's going to get in and just scrap a little bit.
That's what these Collett brothers remind me of as well. They're just farm boys, and they're just big, strong, tough dudes, and you're not going to throw anything at them that they probably haven't, kind of experienced out on the farm already.
Absolutely. He's got the put up your Duke stance right now.
John Wayne style, And you talk to these Collett guys, they're actually pretty funny guys if you talk to them, but you wouldn't know it. Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
wow.
No. Okay.
Man, that's not funny at all, says Justin Hartig. He just got cracked with some shots there.
I think this Hartig guy, even though he looks like Mean Jardine, he's not fighting anything like him.
Well, you get stung by one of those big Collett punches, though, and that'll take the fight right out of you. And, boy, it looks like, well, man, that's going to do it. Big left hand right on the button.
Oh, very graceful roll, though.
That is awesome. These fighters are on their knees, and they're the same size as our referee.
He kind of looked like he was a little limp.
Well, he's done. That is it. Tyson Collett coming out and doing it for the Collett family tonight. A big left hand once again.
Most emotion we got out of it.
Yeah, that was almost an emotion, wasn't it? Well, Ken Shamrock a little bit in shock there, not sure what just happened. Look, oh man, Trevor Collett getting really emotional about his brother's fight. That's cool, man. That's brotherly love right there. That is awesome.
Yeah, he's definitely a good guy.
That is very neat, and I got to tell you, having a brother, I know what it's like to be in the corner. It's harder than being in the ring yourself, having to sit in corner of your brother, and you saw a little emotion coming out of Trevor Collett right there. Tyson Collett almost cracking a smile right here.
If that's a smile, that's one of your smiles, buddy.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Aztec Highway. Get it your way at the highway, WDFA.
Justin, what the heck happened just now? America's just freaked out.
Hey, you know what? The beautiful thing about a fight is that anything can happen in here, and that's what I love about it. More importantly, it's the second time I fought in Utah, and they have the best damn MMA fans in the country.
Yeah, that's right. No booing. Just like Ken Shamrock said, cheer for everybody. They're in here.
Hey man, you know what? Just like my guy over here, it's a blessing to get in here. We're both all right. We both came out all right. That's a blessing. God bless everybody. Let's have one more hand for every gladiator stepping in this cage tonight, lady. Let's go.
All right, that's right. Hey, thanks a lot, buddy, for coming out. Hey, we appreciate it. We want you to fight again, regardless. Man, you one sweaty thing right now. Oh. It's okay.
Tyler Ayers Law Firm is a proud sponsor of the UCE. Call them for legal help at 255-5555. All right, I was just talking to your brother over there, and he said the Collett brothers brought it tonight, and I couldn't agree more. Very, very impressive.
Thanks.
Okay, you guys don't have much to say, do you?
He just kicks like a horse, and it's fast, too.
Yeah, he did. He's got some great leg kicks. We got to work on blocking those, but what a right hand you have, and that's the great equalizer right there.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate everybody coming out watching. Thanks a lot.
All right. You know what, my man? I'll do all the talking for you. You're a tough son of a gun. Great job tonight. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Man, oh man, Justin Hartig does not want to come into this cage ever again, I don't imagine.
I don't get it. When I did an interview with him earlier, I was really scared as I was talking to him. But then I saw him fights.
He's got a reset button right here, and if people keep hitting it here, we got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere. In your lightweight division, got a couple more guys that we don't know a whole lot about, but you got a chance to talk to Ryan Beech. What do you know about him?
I know that he brings the heat, he says, so he nicknamed himself. Well, I don't think he nicknamed himself. Somebody did. The Heat.
Okay, going up against Dalan Knight. Check it out.
All right, going to switch it up and go with the littler guys here with Ryan Beech. Now, we've seen this kid before. Yeah. Pretty good-looking kid, but he's got a first-time opponent. Calls himself the Heat, and he's going to bring the heat tonight, Gary.
You know, absolutely. I was talking to him earlier, and the guy's just really nice.
6'1" is pretty tall for the lightweight division. 155-pounder, training at Unbroken Circle. And once again, they call him the Heat.
Well, I am quite a bit taller than he is. I'd say 5-6 inches. So I'm looking for the shoot. My takedown defense is up there. You know, I've been training hard. There's no losing. Been training my butt off for this, so I'm excited. You know what, just like my last guy, I hope that you've been training as hard as I have been. Otherwise, it's gonna be a bad night. But thank you anyway for taking the fight, and good luck.
Yes, he's a nice kid. He says his takedown defense is up there. Yeah. Well, when you're 6'1", everything's up there.
No insults. He brings himself up. It's like he's sitting at the kitchen table asking for the peas to be passed.
Well, you know, I mean, I got to say there are advantages and disadvantages of being that tall. You're going to fight a guy that's very compact and very strong looking in the 5'4", 155 Dalan Knight.
I've been running a lot, and I've wrestled for a long time, and I did some Taekwondo and some Shotokan karate, and that's about what I've been doing. Took 4th at state my junior year, my senior year, and I've been wrestling since I was in kindergarten, so. He's got a pretty good sized reach, but I think I can get inside, and I think I'll be able to finish the fight from there.
Well, they both got some very obvious game plans here. You know, I mean, you've got that kind of reach. You definitely want to stay outside, and if you're giving up that kind of reach, you've got to get inside. So they both know they've got their work cut out for them, and they both know what they need to do.
You know, you're right about that. You know what, Ryan did mention that he's been working a lot on making sure that he doesn't get taken down by this guy.
His takedown defense is up there, he says, and you know, so far so good. He's absolutely right. He got underhooks, but he attempted to threw a little too hard, and Dalan Knight finds himself up on top, and with a neck or an arm around his neck, looking for a choke, didn't quite get it.
Yeah, Little Devil is what they call him, I guess. He's pretty compact. No, look at.
Here's the thing. I always preach, you know, position. Well, you got a guy that's this tall and this long. You don't have to pass guard to land some big bombs, and you saw right there that Ryan Beech was able to do that. He can land some big bombs from far away, and there's nothing that Dalan Knight can do in exchange because his arms aren't long enough.
Yeah, you know what? Obviously, he's going to hang out for dear life right here. With that arm reach, you got to watch out.
You've got to keep him in real tight, because if he's able to posture up, he can just bomb away on you, and there's just nothing you could do back.
Well, luckily, he doesn't have the muscles that the other guy does, so this might go a little bit longer than usual.
You see right here, sitting up and doing just as we said, doing a great job now of passing, and well, I'm not sure why he went headhunting there, other than it's probably, you know, kind of falling back on his wrestling background. He would probably been better off to do it, you know, go knee up or something from side mount there. And now you see right here that Dalan Knight's able to get, well, almost got a takedown again, but found himself with those long legs being wrapped around him. Boy, he was able to get hooks in from just about being on bottom.
You know, the wrestler position is usually don't get on your back. This guy's showing us he doesn't want to get on his back.
Right here, looks like Ryan Beech trying some type of arm submission, but, well, he's just going to tie his arm up and pound him in the face. That's an interesting, you know, again, the long legs of Ryan Beech right here, he's able to keep his opponent secured when he's really almost way too high, but his legs are long enough that he can still kind of hook in back behind him. Now he finally gets the reversal, but winds up in maybe a triangle choke here. No, not quite.
Well, you can't really tell with his legs. They're all over the place.
There is the triangle choke attempt now. Okay. And Ryan Beech, again, look how long those legs are. And that might be to his disadvantage, because as long as they are, that leaves a little bit of room for Dalan Knight to kind of breathe and, you know, be able to keep the blood flow to his head.
You know, Little Devil, he did wrestle. He said he took 4th in state. I wouldn't imagine he'd go out like this. I would see a body slam or something to get himself out of it.
Well, that's a good prediction, but it's hard, easier said than done, man. I'll tell you what, with this guy, as long as he is
that something you usually want to do, or does that tighten up the neck usually?
I don't recommend it. You know, a lot of times you'll see guys land and it's even tighter.
Yeah.
But with 5 seconds left in the round, he may make his way out of the first round.
Oh.
And there you go. He's dizzy, though. You can tell he was getting a little shortness of blood supply to the head, but now he's bouncing around here. Feels none the worse for wear. 1 round in the books. You've got to definitely give that round to Ryan Beech, though. He had a near submission there and really was in control of the match the entire round. Would you not agree?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I was just dumbfounded with the round girl that you help me out. What's the name?
Why are you dumbfounded by her?
Well, no, I've been looking at her all night.
All right, Gary. Pay attention to the fights, Gary. I know you're recently single.
Oh, easy.
All right, some nice knees there by Ryan Beech, and again he's flopping to the ground and looking for a submission, looking for a guillotine. He's got the arm encircled here, but gosh, he's just so long. That's a big reversal. Yeah. Now you're in a real bad position with a lot of time on the clock, and you've got a guy with good hips and long legs and a real wide base. He's gonna have a real hard time trying to get out of here.
He does, like you were saying earlier, he does ride him a little higher up, but he has such long legs that he keeps that leverage. I think that because of this height difference, it's really working his advantage right now.
Well, right here, he's just bombing away, and you see Sugarloaf, our referee, kind of inching in there, making sure the bottom guy is defending and blocking. But some of these are sneaking through. Those are starting to find their target, and Ryan Beech is just letting it go right now.
Well, he definitely has the conditioning, I know that this guy can continue to drive the bombs. It looks like the other, Devil's going to let him.
Dalan Knight is now finding himself where he's pressed up against the cage, so nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And I think that was a good stoppage there because he really wasn't doing a whole lot of defending anymore, and he was just taking some shots repeatedly.
Mike does keep his eye on everything, making sure the opponent doesn't get hurt.
He does a good job. Mike is a fighter, and a lot of fighters aren't good referees. Mike's done a great job of making the transition and doing the officiating here when we come out to Vernal. But right there, the heat, Ryan Beech.
Yeah. He did predict that he was going to be the winner.
Well, he predicted it, and that prediction came true. This post-fight interview brought to you by Batters Up. Join us each week for UCE weigh-in parties at Batters Up.
All right, I got to ask you, coming from one vertically challenged guy to another, it sucks fighting those tall guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit.
It makes it tough. I mean, it poses some challenges. You did a great job, in my opinion, getting inside, but you just landed in some bad positions a couple of times there. Walk me through it. Tell me what was going on out there.
Oh, I thought I could get the takedown, and I couldn't hit him in the head because he's so tall.
And he's just got such a wide base when you did hit it on the ground. It just didn't work out for you tonight. You fought a hell of a fight, though. I think you came out and showed some pretty good stuff. Is this one and done for you? You're going to come back and do it again?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, man, fair enough. Tonight you're good, just not good enough. Thanks for being a part of the show.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Impact Guns, bringing out the big guns in Salt Lake and Ogden.
Now I see why you're the heat, buddy. Yeah, you dropped some levels kind of like you did the last time you beat somebody down, right?
Yeah, that's right. I've been working a lot of the mount position, striking. I think that's my strong point, my bread and butter.
Yeah, obviously it is. Hey, you're not going to wait till the next Vernal fight to fight again, are you?
Oh, man. What does it matter? I'll be here in Vernal next time.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's good enough for me. You were really good at your jiu-jitsu game today and your ground and pound. Thanks for coming out and fighting with UCE.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it.
The Heat bringing the heat there in round number 2.
He sure did. A guillotine and a mountain, boom, strikes. We're done.
All right. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere.
You have been in the game forever. I don't mean to make you old or anything.
No. People say that, and they say, I've watched you since I was 5 years old, and they're 40, so I don't take anything insult to that, because you know what? It's a privilege to me to know that I was a part of something in the very beginning, and to see where it's at right now with all these young talent in there doing submissions, different angles and stuff. It's absolutely amazing to see what these kids are doing today, man. So I feel honored that I was a part of something in the beginning.
Yeah, you know what? You have been a part of a lot of, I really didn't know fighting until I started watching you beat some butt in Pride.
Yeah, I have. And seriously, I fought all over the world. I mean, I fought in Japan over in Pride. I fought over in Brazil. I fought here in the States. I mean, I fought all over the place, and I fought competitors from all over the world. So, especially in the beginning, was no rules, no time limit. Two guys entered, and only one guy walks out. That was real, and I understand now the sport has to come full circle in order to make it safe for the opponents, and for it to be able to make money, you've got to make it TV friendly.
Yeah.
We've seen Ben Robinson fight before. This is a physical, tough-looking kid going up against one of the Harmson brothers. What do you know about him?
Well, I know that his brother, you know, is pretty bad, so I figure this guy is too.
He's bad by association?
Bad, but I can't cuss, so yeah.
All right, welterweight Knowles Bar, check it out.
I guess bad just runs in the blood, I guess, Gary. Yeah.
You know what? A lot of these Vernal guys, you know, they grew up just fighting.
All right, well, Lionheart, Ben Robinson is definitely bad. We've seen him fight before. Good shape, good looking kid, strong kid. He's got really solid wrestling background, and well, all these Vernal guys do. He's 5'11", 185 are the stats on this kid, but you know, he's a real tough kid.
I've been doing a lot of cardiovascular workout. I'm going to be in good shape coming into this fight, and training my Jiu Jitsu and Muay Thai a lot. So good luck. I hope everyone comes out safe, but come out hard, swing hard, bang.
You know, they get these little looks in their eyes like, man, I'm just going, I'm going to have fun. These guys like to fight out here.
Yeah, you know, they come out of the bars fighting out here, and the cops are just waiting to help break it up.
They're waiting to help break it up. 5'11", 185 is Steven Harmson. He's an independent fighter, calls himself the Hitman, and that's one big cowboy hat.
Steven Harmson from Roseville, Utah. I got a call a couple weeks ago asking if I'd like to take this fight. My understanding this kid's a pretty experienced and good fighter. I'm just doing it here. I'm here for the rush, here for the fun of it. Maybe put on a little bit of show, have a good time. That's all I'm about. We'll go from here. I mean, it's just something for fun right now. Maybe, heck, who knows, we might be able to take it professional. Never know. Good luck, man. Wish the best to you. Tough kid, nice kid. Look forward to seeing the ring.
You know, it's interesting to note that hat seems big to us, but relatively speaking, we've seen bigger out here.
No, we have. We've seen some belt buckles to match those hats, too.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they like their cowboy hats big.
Absolutely. You know, what's interesting to me...
I did find out, they don't like when you take them off their head and put it on yours. They get mad about that.
Yeah, no, I won't do that again, Mike.
Okay, well, right here, a little bit of a measured approach to start this fight out here. We're used to seeing sparks flying when these guys come out, but I think maybe this is a little testament to the fact that they got a little bit of respect for one another. A nice nice straight left hand down the pipe there. Oh man, some big, heavy hands.
Out. He's out.
Well, no, he's not quite out, but he's close to it.
What's going on?
Oh man, what is going on right there?
Oh
my goodness, his knee is popped
that is
out.
sick.
That is pretty gross.
I've never seen that before.
That's pretty gross. He's in a lot of pain, and he's not saying fun right now.
What's he saying?
The doctor just popped it back in.
Come on.
Gary, that is the most ridiculously cool thing I've ever seen in my life.
I've never turned away from a fight, and I just did.
That was just the doctor, the way he responded. He came in and just popped that thing. That was amazing. That was amazing
piece
really
of good
doctoring right there.
by Steven Harmson, though.
But that was amazing.
It was
just
amazing.
Telling you, that was one of the grosser things I've ever seen. That doctor just walked in and pop, put it right back in. Let's see on the Crush Combat Cam your instant replay here.
Looks like the hitman is getting hit.
Almost over. And he's out. For all intents and purposes, this fight was over.
Okay.
This is crazy. Some big
I've seen some
shots.
weights out there.
And I think this was a good non-stoppage because he was getting back up. I think Sugarloaf waiting on that was a great non-stoppage. But right there, he just rolled over on his knee, and you just see immediately he's in pain.
Yeah, no, that's pain.
Oh man,
nice.
that's
just freeze it right there.
That's amazing. It's ridiculous. And the doctor just walked right in and immediately popped that thing in.
Was he saying, don't pop me, or was he saying pop that?
I think he was saying this is fun. It looked like he was saying fun.
You know what? He is actually showing some concern, though.
The Lionheart getting it done and not the way he wanted to get it done.
Have your custom website designed for only $399 at www.399designs.com. All right, my man. Let's talk about those shots that you got caught with just a few minutes ago.
The dude hits like a damn mule kicks, harder than hell. Hardest I've ever been hit by anything human.
Yeah, you know, and you saw that. And I thought that was a great non-stoppage by the referee. Let the action continue. But man, what a freaky injury that happened underneath you. Did you see what happened?
Not really, no. I had gotten the one good leg kick in, and the dude.
And when you came up from on top of him, his knee was just bent in the strangest way, and it did not look good. But, I mean, very classy how you handled yourself afterward. You could tell he was hurt, and I really was impressed with how you handled yourself.
Thanks. And all you guys that booed, I'm in here. You're not. Look at this guy. He's in here. You're not. Show a little bit more sportsmanship.
Very nice. And I agree. I agree. Great job tonight. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
That is literally one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I couldn't believe the doctor came in and just popped that knee back in. That was bizarre, in fact, because he was winning the fight. Almost had his opponent knocked out, and then his leg comes off.
No, he hit him. I thought he was out, and then, wow, his knee.
Mr. Harmson has a little guardian angel hanging over his shoulder. Man, oh man, we got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere.
You hate when people don't applaud for even the loser. Hey, listen, a guy gets out of the ring and they're happy. You want to applaud him, don't you?
Absolutely, you know, and I understand that the crowd favorite, the guy, they want him to win, and I think, you know, you got to have that. But it's also, you know, how fighters are being educated on what to do in the ring and what not to do in the ring and how to be a good sportsman, and that's what coaches are supposed to do, is educate them. Yeah. But at the same time, too, we also, too, as coaches and also as cornermen and also as working in the media, we also have to educate the fans out there on how it feels when a fighter goes in there and he does his best and he beats another opponent and that hometown crowd boos him when he didn't mean any disrespect to their hometown guy. He was just there doing his job. He runs over, shakes the guy's hand, gives him a hug. The crowd should understand they need to appreciate that kind of conduct. I'm all behind booing them and throwing things at them if they're buttheads, but if they're good people, man, you know what? You need to applaud that because they're working hard. Everybody wants to win, and if your guy happens to lose, you still got to show the appreciation on both ways.
is time for your main event. Blake Sprouse and Ryan Shamrock. A lot of people are real excited about this one. I know I am, because it's such a great matchup.
I agree with that, but I got one question. How is it that Ryan is so much smaller than his dad? Come on.
Well, because he's his son. He's the chip off the old block.
Yeah, his dad's a stud. Who cares? I guarantee Ryan is.
All right, so it's your main event. Featherweight nose bar. Check it out.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. Blake Sprouse is one of those kids that he's an all-around good fighter, and he's been trying to kind of make a name for himself for a long time. He feels like fighting and beating Ryan Shamrock is going to be that ticket for him to make a name for himself.
No doubt, Mike. I mean, immediately, just by taking this fight, your name is going to be out there.
Yeah, your name will be out there. You know, but Blake is one of those kind of hidden treasures here in Utah. He is a very solid talent, especially at the weight class. 5'7", 135. He's as good as there are out there.
Well, we're here with the Ultimate Combat Experience. We got Blake here, and Blake is going to be the main event. I know he's going against my son, Ryan Shamrock. And the thing is with this, you know, always wanting to put, especially even my own family members, I want to make sure they get challenged. And I know that I'm looking at some of your videotapes when we were watching. We said, you know what? This kid has got some skill. He's tough. You know, he doesn't quit, and he's going to challenge every step of the way in every round. And so for us to be able to have you step in there and fight my son, I already look at this as an uphill battle for him, and it's going to be a challenge for him. So, and I know that you've watched him and also experienced a little bit about his fighting style too. And so, kind of, what do you think about where he's been and what he's done?
It's life-changing, really. Like, you know, not to get philosophical, but I knew who you were before I knew what MMA was, you know, and it's just like, and the first UFC fight I saw was you, and I mean, and that was, and now here I am, like, this is my biggest fight, and it involves you, and so it's just like, to me, it doesn't get any better than this, you know. Win or lose, I'm smiles the whole way through. So. Well,
you know, and I think that it's great when you also have guys that are experienced, they're trying to move up the ladder, but at the same time, they respect the sport, they respect themselves, and they respect their opponents. And I think you have all those qualities. God bless you, and good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
All right.
See old Ryan Shamrock being brought into the cage by his father. The Lions Den entourage is very famous, but the most famous of them all, though, Ken Shamrock, there, the leader, and you know, I think that's a lot of weight to put on a kid's shoulders. That, you know, you got to carry on the legacy of your dad at 5'9", 130 pounds. I mean, Ken has arms that weigh that much.
Yeah, no, he absolutely does. When I shook his hand, they're like bone crushers.
I know that you're the one that chose him. You wanted someone that had a lot more experience, someone that if you fought him, would move you up. And you didn't want to fight somebody that if you beat him, it didn't do anything for you. So, you know, this was something that you decided to do and take on that challenge. Why did you pick somebody with that much more experience?
I thought it would just be a fun fight. I like to fight, so I figured, I could go find easy fights, people who have 0-1 records, 1-0 records, but I wanted a challenge, something that would be fun and do something for me.
Well, you did that because he's definitely well-rounded and he does have a lot of experience, and you are the underdog going into this fight just because of the experience level. So with this being said, how do you plan on approaching with the experience that he has on the ground and the stand-up? How do you go about approaching this fight and taking away his advantage in the experience department?
I'm just going to go out there and fight, have fun, do whatever I can to win, and no matter what, it's going to be exciting, that's for sure.
So basically what you're saying is experience and no experience, when the bell rings, the fight begins.
Exactly.
Well, that's good to hear, because I'm going to be in the corner, I get front row seats, and I get to see the skin slapping and the bones breaking. No, we don't want that to happen.
Yeah, without a doubt. You see right here, both these guys very similar in size and build. For 130 pounds, they're both pretty tall for the weight class, and you don't see a lot of bulk on either one of them. They just don't have that fighter look to them.
No, neither of them do. But remember, back in wrestling, you were wrestling about that weight too.
Yes, I was, Gary. I was a little guy. I'm twice the man now.
three times the man.
Yeah. You see right here, though, both these guys, again, not only are they similar in build, but they're similar in their fight style. This is a place that I think Blake Sprouse is very dangerous. He's got a very dangerous guard.
You know, it looks like actually Shamrock's taking that dangerous guard right now out of his hands.
Well, he's trying to punch his way through that dangerous guard, but, you know, that's how slick Blake Sprouse is, man. He'll have you in trouble and have you in trouble in a hurry.
You know what? I don't disagree that he can't, but once again, we're close to Shamrock's corner, and he's yelling out to his son exactly what to do. I think he's going to listen to his dad.
Right in the middle of the cage. Gary, what are you talking about?
You know what? You're right about that, but...
Okay, you see some adjustments being made here. Blake Sprouse had that triangle line, and he tried to change it to more of a scissor, and Ryan's doing all the right things. He's got that left arm tucked underneath the hip of Blake Sprouse to kind of give himself a little bit of room there to breathe, and you know, very good little chest match going on here.
Absolutely. Underneath. You know, we've seen a lot of good chest match this Vernal trip, and so far I haven't seen anybody get choked out with a triangle.
Well, you know, you're pretty close to seeing that right here, one would imagine. You know, and I don't know that was a good call right there. Mike Chrisman not allowing Blake Sprouse to strike because Ryan Shamrock is up on his feet. If you're tripoded like that and all of your weight is being rested on Blake Sprouse, I would imagine that's your post and you are down on the ground. So I think he should be able to punch here.
You know, looking back on some of the the other tapes, you know, with Shamrock in there, he does work a lot on that tripod and working them over on ground and pound.
Well, I don't know that he wants to be tripoding. He's just he's in a triangle choke here, and you know he's got to try to alleviate pressure somehow. And Blake Sprouse, this will do a couple of things. It really will wear your legs down if you don't get the choke, but you know it can also, well, he's trying to get that submission, man. He's trying to get it done in any way he can possibly.
What was the last submission call that he was working on?
That would have been an omoplata there.
All right, he's going to punish him a little bit for that.
Yeah, he sure is. And this is the way you fight your way out of a triangle choke, you know, or fight your way out of a guy with a good guard. You just punch the heck out of him. And right here, Ryan Shamrock happy to do just that.
Definitely. You know, his dad's been smiling this whole time. That's a good sign.
I don't know why, man. His son has been in trouble the majority of this fight so far. But, you know, he's having a good time here. You've seen your son out there. He's got to be proud. And being a proud papa there. And right here, his son doing a very good job, got position, and has landed some big shots here to finish the round.
You know what? He's taking the dominant stance this last part of this. Do you think he's going to win this round?
Well, you know what? I think that's a very tough round to score. I thought, you know, early on that, you know, Blake Sprouse had this thing locked down, but the second part of the round, Ryan Shamrock really coming back. I got to tell you what, I'm excited for round number 2 when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, man, what a great round between Ken Shamrock's son, Ryan Shamrock, and Blake Sprouse, the local guy here.
Yeah.
Very even.
So far, very much even. I don't know if you had an opportunity to hear some of the things that Ken was saying to him.
I don't listen to the corners, man. What was Ken saying? What do you have to say?
You know what, really? He was giving a lot of positive feedback. So I don't really think they have that kind of father-son anger. You know, you better do a good job here. Kind of proud of how he raised him so far.
That's interesting. You know, Blake Sprouse has a different tact here in mind for round number 2, throwing a lot of kicks. A lot of kicks to the body here, and you know, it doesn't look like they want to go down to the ground at all. He wants to kind of finish this thing up on his feet.
Doesn't look like Ryan came out with as much pep as he did the first time.
Being in a triangle choke for most of a round will do that to you. It'll take you out of you. And you're right. I think maybe conditioning may become a factor in this fight. Right here, it looks like Blake Sprouse is putting on a stand-up clinic. He's landing just about every shot he throws, and the ones that he's not landing that are on the gloves, they're still getting with enough force that I think that Ryan Shamrock's feeling him.
You know what? I imagine his dad's not saying anything right now. I imagine his dad has trained him enough to throw some punches after you get kicked or hit, and I'm not seeing any of that.
He may have gotten stung by one of these. He might be a little hurt. He may just be out of gas, you know. I mean, and the other thing is maybe they didn't expect Blake Sprouse to come out with this much energy on his feet, and maybe he's kind of taking it back a little bit.
He's taking it to him, that's for sure.
All right, good stuff here. Blake Sprouse really coming on strong. But, you know, we mentioned in the first round, we thought he had the round locked up about the midway point as well. And then Ryan Shamrock able to come back in a big way in the second part of the round. So maybe that's what he just needs to do, shift gears and pick it up a little bit.
You know, it's a lot like jogging. You get your second win, and you really take off. But
it's hard to get that second win when you're getting shots to the body like that, though. They're not going to win right out of you.
Not too many people hit you while you're jogging.
Unless you're jogging in my neighborhood. All right, the onslaught continues. Blake Sprouse really letting Ryan Shamrock have it. And wisely, Ryan says, look, man, let's get this thing to the ground. Unfortunately, he's got this thing to the ground, but he is in, well, it looked like he was in a guillotine, but not anymore. But again, look how dangerous Blake Sprouse is. You're always in trouble when you're in his guard. He's just constantly on the offensive.
Yeah, you know, he has kind of a rubber guard like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say Anderson Silva, but like Anderson Silva.
Well, let's not get crazy now. He's good, but Anderson Silva's one of a kind.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, but he has been very dominant. And again, you know, it's okay for him to take a little breather right here because he has been so dominant in this round that clearly he's up on the judges' scorecards in this round.
You know, obviously he's not too in control over this fight because unlike all the other Lions Den guys, you see them pick him up and take him to the corner where they can get some instruction from Ken.
Right. You know, maybe he wants to get away from Ken's voice for a little while. You know?
Hey, I know most people want to get away from my voice.
Yeah, well, I would. My kids don't like to hear me talk either. So there you go, round 2 in the books, and a very clear and convincing round for Blake Sprouse. He's clearly won that round, but the first round is a toss-up. He could very well be in a dead heat tie right now, or he could be up 2 rounds to nothing. You see Ken Shamrock imploring his son to get up off the stool, but
what's going on here?
It doesn't. There's got a doctor come in and take a look at him. It doesn't look like Ryan Shamrock wants to get up off the stool.
I'm seeing some dad concern going on here, though.
Well, I'm seeing the son say, "I don't want to fight anymore." Is what I'm seeing, and we're going to wave it off here. That's it. Kind of an anticlimactic finish to it, but you know, Blake Sprouse has got to be very happy with his performance here. I think that was more a case of, hey, I just don't want to get beat up anymore.
You know what? I must have missed some crucial thing there. He went out really quick. I hope we find out what happened.
Well, I don't know that he's hurt. I just think he just felt like he was getting bested by BS Blake Sprouse. And really, the hometown crowd has got to be very pleased with that performance. And now you really have put your name on the map in the 130-pound division.
Have your custom website designed for only $399 at www.399designs.com. Ryan, talk to me, man. What happened out there?
I mean, well, first of all, I knew Blake was going to be tough. That's why I picked a 1-5. I wanted to test myself and see how good of a person I could actually go against right now. Everything was going good and kept throwing those head kicks, so I kept bringing my hands up to block him. And he caught me with one right in the ribs and like instantly couldn't really move, hard to breathe. I mean, it was a tough fight. I knew it was going to be tough though because, I mean, Blake's a good fighter.
It's tough to fight when you can't breathe. I mean, that's certainly a key part of it. You guys physically match up identically, and your fight style was very similar as well. What would you do differently if you could fight him again?
I mean, honestly, I probably let my hands go a little bit more. I didn't really expect many kicks from him, so I wasn't really prepared for that and when I trained anything. But I mean, honestly, it was fun. I wanted to come out here and fight. I had fun doing it. I mean, I lost, but hey, I got to come out and have fun, and I fought Blake, so.
Man, you got a great attitude, my man. I got to tell you, keep that attitude, and sky's the limit for you. And obviously, you got one of the best in the business in your corner over there, so that's got to be encouraging. But hey, thank you so much for coming out here and being a part of the Ultimate Combat experience.
Thanks for having me. It was really fun.
Thanks, man.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Top Form for all your nutritional needs. Check them out online at mytopform.com.
Blake BS, you're no BS. I don't know why you go by that. You are the real deal. What's up?
Thanks, man. I like having a name that makes me sound weak, so I get to prove it wrong. But so I don't want to take up any time and ruin this. I just want to thank my family, my dad especially. Dude, this is the second time he's come out, and he
Nice. Hey, listen. What do you mean you didn't want to take up time? You earned this damn time, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I did, but I gotta thank CNH, Randy and Ryan. They've been big supporters of mine even before they knew I fought, and they've always helped me out, so thank you, CNH. And this is my nutrition coach. He helps me with my nutrition, make sure I'm 100%, and he's just, it's Mr. S, the guy that owns Mr. S. Get some clothes, he supports this. If you want to keep seeing this, make sure that guy stays in business.
Nice. Look at the camera. When are you going to come back and scrap for Ultimate Combat?
Oh, I want to come back again as soon as possible. I want to fight big guys like Ryan. I want to fight real good guys, and then, thank you guys. That's all I want to do is just thank all the guys that help. My team, my teammates, they do everything to help me, so not enough about me.
No, good job. What do you mean enough about you? Good job, yes.
Thank you.
Man, oh man, you hate to see it go out like that with an injury. I did. Blake Sprouse is that good.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But you know what? I didn't see the actual injury, and I guess what? What was it, a rib?
Yeah, he said his rib was hurt, and he gave so much accolades to Blake Sprouse, which I thought was great. He wanted to test himself, and he did. And all the guys came out here and tested themselves here in the Vernal show tonight. Very, very good card we had tonight.
Oh, I can't believe what's been put together here in Vernal. I can't wait to come back because of it.
I'm telling you, every time we come back here, it gets better and better and better. And these guys out here are just getting tougher than nails. And they proved tonight they can compete with some of the best around. The Lions Den is no joke. They're some of the best fighters out there. So kudos to the Utah guys getting it done, man. Got your back, Gary. Thank you so much. I'm Mike Stidham. We'll see you next week on the Ultimate Combat Experience.